Okay, testing voice, testing. Test. Do you hear me? Okay, I couldn't hear myself. Okay, should be fine now, yes? Okay, so let's start. Sorry for the delayed 6 minutes, it's okay. I took hours to prepare this stream. I spent hours doing the research, preparing the presentation, but I didn't spend time preparing, to start it. And now do it the last moment. Anyways, this is only for the members. Thank you, by the way, for being a member on the channel. You're really happy the channel to keep going. I'll take this on the side. Okay, I guess I would unplug this for now. Doesn't bother us, okay. Okay, so I put on a PowerPoint presentation this stream to make it easier for me to present. Besides having like 100 windows open here. So this is for December 12th. It's news from the last 48 hours. Plus I did some research in generic of the global situation in the world. You will see what I mean when I start streaming. Okay, I have a lot of materials, slides, some videos, and a lot of headlines from Ukraine, Russia. We have from Israel. Let me see, open the correct stuff from Cambodia, Thailand. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so let's start with Ukraine and Russia. Intensified drone and missile exchange across multiple fronts. Okay, on the stream you're gonna see now PowerPoint. I have the source down here, and I have the links for this tape map and for Google Earth, which you can use during the streams. I can open them with one click, make it easier for me to not be looking around. Let me just have them open when we need them. I can put them off there. Okay. So Russia continues pressure warfare targeting power grids ahead of winter. We had some been telling this in the last 2 to 3 days about Russia attacking the power grids of Ukraine energy infrastructure. Ukraine's air defense remains strained but operational. Drone warfare is now the dominant daily engagement tool. Escalation risk remains high as both sides signal no de-escalation. So over the past 48 hours, Ukraine and Russia have exchanged large-scale drone and missile. Let me see if I can zoom this for you. Magnify, yeah. Have exchanged large-scale drone and missile strikes with Ukrainian air defense, engaging incoming Shahed drones and cruise missiles, targeting energy and logistics infrastructure. Russia claims advances near front lines with Ukraine reports continued defensive operations and counter strikes. Okay, I prepare for you to see the drones they are using. This will see a drone damage. This okay, I got this from I have a link here. What is this now? Okay, let me open the link. Sorry, give me a second to fix this. I will do it correctly. I promise I'll be more prepared next time. Okay, I wanted to show you, this is Center for Study, International Studies. They actually have the reports of interactive chart of the daily tally of Russian missile attacks. Let me show you that. Okay, here it is. So this is a count, and this is we can select here to see the latest one. So let's go to 2025, and the month, we want the month, oh no, we want the date. Wait, how it works is, it's month and then date. Let's say from December 1st. December 1st, okay. Let's see. December 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Okay, December 10th. Yeah, they have. Okay, data is up to December 10th. So on December 10th, according to this chart here, they launched, the Russians launched 118 Shahed, and the Ukraine destroyed 103. Okay, let's see on the 11th. So not much change on the 11th. We have one from the 10th, we say, yeah. So on the 9th, December 9th, they launched a UAV reconnaissance, one UAV, one launch, one destroyed. 40 Shahed, 136, 131 launch, 33 destroyed. Agnon UAV, they have 5 launched and 5 destroyed. Let's go back on the 8th. On the 8th December, the Russian launched 4 Iskander and they got destroyed 0. They had 4 reconnaissance UAV and 4 got destroyed. And they have on the 48 Shahed and 36 destroyed. Agnon UAV 11 destroyed. These are very, very useful if you want to follow up with the attacks in Ukraine. I find very useful. You can see by date, you can select here, you can even select which model of the drone or kind of attack you want to see from here, how many launched, how many destroyed. It's from the website at csis.org, Center for Strategic International Studies. And you can select, you can actually start from the 2022. Let's see, from 2023 you have data. So the last 2 years of Ukraine war, you can see the data of all the attacks on Russia, on Ukraine. Yeah, here's some, what is that? Okay. If you want to see how the Iskander looks, let me show you the Iskander of Russians. Where's my PowerPoint? Yeah, this is Iskander missiles, Russian made. And this actually, it's a Lancet. I think it was a Lancet here last time I was checking when I was doing the stream. I don't know which date. Here. For example, on the 10th, on the 11th, on the 16th, on the 19th, they launch Lancet drones, which actually it looks like this. This is a Lancet. It's Russian, of course, Russian made. It costs per unit $35,000. That's an estimate. I saw some website that are referring that it's cost actually between $20,000 to $40,000 dollars per unit. Operational range 40 kilometers. They can speed up to 300 kilometers in a dive. When dive means when they coming down attacking, up to 300 kilometers, and they weigh 12 kilos. Here you can see how they are launching them. And actually the size of this, they are very small. I show you on another slide. Yeah, you can see here the size of them. This is the Lancet drone, Russian made. This is the one they are using for kamikaze attacks. Kamikaze doesn't mean they have a human on for, you know, I mean that the drone, it gets destroyed after, of course. See the size of it. It's only around 12 kilos, not so big. Okay, I want to just show the chart and the numbers. You can see how many attacks they have. Feel free to chat speak on the chat. I would love to hear from you. Whoever is here. Hi Tara, hi Linford. First time I see you on the chat. Thank you for joining there. Hi Alicia, thank you for coming back. Tara, William, nice to see you. Okay, let's go on the second headline. US lawmakers criticize Israel over January's strike accountability. Political pressure from US legislators could influence future military transparency. Heightened scrutiny risks diplomatic friction with key US partners. Israel has maintained internal military investigations, but details remain classified. This stems from broader international concerns about civilian harming conflict. Four senior US lawmakers publicly accused Israel of failing to properly investigate the 2023 strike that killed Reuters journalist Hisham Abtallah and wounded others. I think this is the one attack we saw on the live stream of Gaza that happened on a mountain. I think it was a mountain on Lebanon. That was a mountain next to the, and one journalist died from that attack. We have it on live on the stream. Of course, I took out off that part, so don't go back looking for that on the stream. You won't find it. Including the American photographer, the criticism highlights ongoing scrutiny over Israel Defense Force (IDF) accountability for incidents involving the press. Is a war going on? Of course, these things gonna happen. I mean, not killing journalists, but accusing each other. Now, in a war situation, who killed who? Sometimes not so transparent. Okay, I found an interesting map of Gaza, Gaza interactive map. Let me show you this map. It's from the website is ochaopt.org. Ochaopt.org. Don't know why this loads so slow today. Okay, let me show you on the screen. Okay, so it's an interactive map here. You can see the Gaza, you can do measurements. Human rights as 2019. There's West Bank access restrictions in July 2025 updated. It was another update before in July 2024. Gaza Strip access and movement. Let's see the interactive map here. Okay, you can see here West Bank, Jerusalem, Gaza Strip, okay, Han Yunis, the Rafah crossing. For example, with this map, you can do some measurements if you like, besides using Google Earth. They have a legend, of course. You can see why they have checkpoints, partial checkpoints, open road gate, closed road gate, roadblock, earth mount. Okay, but what I like here actually, you can see different layers, and you can also measure. Let me see what's the measurement. I saw it. Here's the ruler. For example, if you want to see the Rafah from the sea, or the Rafah crossing from here, it's like, it shows on the screen, right? Yes, it's just 12 kilometers from the one end, from the start of Gaza all the way to the end of Gaza. It's 39.6 kilometers. So it's useful when we are estimating the war. We could, have some estimation of the distances. For example, Rafah to Han Yunis, the distance from Rafah to Han Yunis, let's say from the Rafah, from the boarding, from the crossing, it's just 9 kilometers away. Okay, just want to show you the map so you have it on mind. Okay, we're gonna do an extensive coverage of this stream of Israel. We have a footage showing Israel hostages in Gaza before death, Gaza ceasefire at risk as Hamas rejects full disarmament. We knew that's going to happen. We knew that Hamas will not disarm. I mean, if once they do it, that's the end of Hamas in Gaza. Let me change the title down here. See the title. Okay, let's do the Gaza coverage. So let me find my notes. I had them here. Right now, I don't find them. Ah, yeah, Israel crisis. Okay, 1225. Okay, let me put it on there. Sorry for that, give me a second. Israel crisis, okay, here we go. Not this one. I have it at the chat here. So new footage shows Israel hostages in Gaza before death. Hostage issue remains a potent domestic political level. Footage may harden Israeli public opinion on ceasefire terms. Hamas propaganda use complicated negotiation dynamics. Emotional impact could influence leadership strategies. Newly released video footage shows 6 Israeli hostages in Gaza during Hanukkah 2023 before they were killed by Hamas. The release has triggered renewed domestic outrage in Israel, a political debate over ceasefire negotiation and hostages recovery efforts. This is from the AP News. Let's open the link. Oh, okay, here we go. New footage of 6 Israeli hostages shown when celebrating a Jewish holiday Hanukkah while being held captive in a tunnel in Gaza several months before they were killed. I'm trying to see if the video is supposed to be here. Okay. Israel said six were killed last August by Hamas shortly before Israeli troops arrived. The videos and photos were published Thursday for the first time in the forum representing hostage families. They show Israel-American Hersh Goldberg Poli 23, Orin Danino 25, Eden Yerushalmi 24, Almog Sharusi 27, Alexander Libanov 33, and Kamek Kart 40, Fim Alde Durez, walking through a tunnel in Gaza, playing cards on the floor and lighting holiday candles. Here. This is one of the photos. So they were during the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah. Israel said that these 6 were killed last August. These are these people, the 6 people. All of the cast is talking. The hostage killing last year sparked protests across the country at the time when ceasefire negotiations were dragging, with many blaming Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for failing to reach a deal. Some of the hostages, Goldberg, Yerushalmi, and Gad, had been slated to be released in the first phase of ceasefire proposal, discussed a month prior, is truly heartbreaking. They managed to protect their humanity and each other, and we failed to protect them. Okay, this is sad, but Gaza ceasefire at risk as Hamas rejects full disarmament. Something we've been expecting, that Hamas will not just give up like that. They will not disarm. They will refuse to disarm, and they are already refusing. Reports indicate that US brokered ceasefire second phase is under threat as Hamas rejects full disarmament term, proposing instead weapon storage overseen by an independent monitor, a solution Israel rejects as inadequate. Ceasefire sustainability now precarious. Israel demands full disarmament before any withdrawal. International parties divided over the oversight mechanisms. A breakdown could ignite larger hostilities quickly. Here we have the Trump's plans for the state of Palestine, port access, bridge, Tunis, Palestinian major road, Cleft community, Israel access road, proposed Palestinian territory, pre-1967 ceasefire line with the red, this is a precise ceasefire line, port access from Ashdod there, okay, and Hamas missile range. This is Hamas range of their missiles. Shows they can, if they launch from Gaza, they can reach tip over Jordan, over Egypt, up to Golan Heights. Israel approves nearly 800 West Bank housing units. Israel approves 164 new housing units in the West Bank settlements. A move drawing international condemnation as illegal under international law and undermining peace process credibility. This is a source from Reuters. Settlement expansion, heightens Palestinian tensions could weaken international support for Israel, seen as tactical consolidation of strategic terrain, may impact US and European diplomatic stances. Okay, there. Yellow line, Gaza border strategy gains. I want to see on the chat. Okay, yellow line, Gaza border strategy gains military support. Israel military leadership describes a yellow line under the US peace plan as de facto new defensive border in Gaza, signaling intent to maintain positions despite ceasefire language calling for phased withdrawals. From the Guardian, establish a durable military buffer appears strategic priority. Risk of trapping peace process between de facto and de jure terms could institutionalize long-term occupational zones. Domestic political packing appears strong. Okay, let's see the yellow line actually. So this is the yellow line. They want Israel to withdraw that. See around here now, around Gaza, North Gaza, starting from North Gaza all the way to Rafah. This is they want to withdraw to the yellow line. In the first phase of Gaza ceasefire plan, Israel said to withdraw its troops to the agreed yellow line within 24 hours, after which a 72-hour period will begin for the handover of Israel captives. So all this yellow line is what they're expecting Israel to withdraw. And after once they withdraw, they begin to hand over some prisoners, like they've been doing. Okay, as you all know, it will be some Gaza flooding, terrible flooding in Israel and around Gaza, especially it was in Mount Hermon. Gaza flooding ceasefire fragility as winter rains hit. Heavy winter storms have flooded displaced persons tent camps in Gaza, complicating the fragile cessation of hostilities as emergency supplies are blocked and infrastructure deteriorates. Extreme weather, adding humanitarian and operational stress, flooding risk, further displacement and unrest, ceasefire fragility could collapse under mounting non-military crisis, aid delivery, a blockage could escalate tensions. So here the Gaza, the tents in Gaza, in Rafah, how they are flooded. By the weather phenomenon, it was named Byron. We had it here in Cyprus as well. Cyprus wasn't any damages from this Byron, just too much rain. It was some damages to the occupied side of Cyprus, but in Israel it was damages to especially in Gaza and part of Israel. Here are some images. From the flooding because of too much rain, basically. As we see, it's in Gaza, the tent camps, and you can see behind the destroyed buildings. Let's go to an IDF update. IDF operational updates. Ongoing engagement in Gaza and Lebanon. Official IDF updates show continued operations against militant cells and infrastructure in Gaza, notably Khan Yunis and Zaytun, plus intercepted rocket fire from Lebanon and counterstrikes against Hezbollah's positions. This is coming from the IDF. Multi-theater operations ongoing, Gaza and northern border. Hezbollah remains active through large-scale conflict avoided. Air defense continues high alert status across borders. Ground operations maintain pressure on terror networks. This is from the IDF website. Okay, let's go from the 802. This is for, well, this is old. I bring me here. No, this is old articles. Okay, the liberal just was generic there. Okay, let's see from X. This is an explosion on a weapon depot. Oh, that's old. Let me see something here. That's a 50 caliber. Taking down a building. Okay, this I cannot verify when it's, if it's actually happening now or if it's old ones. It's been posted 6 hours ago from OSINT. Break in Israel says exactly the result of the war against Iran. New Intel has said that previous estimates were wrong and Iran's Palestinian missile program has not suffered any significant damage. Times of Israel report that Iran currently has about 2,000 heavy ballistic missiles, roughly the same number it had before 12-day war. This is not something new. We know that the damage that the B-2 bombers did. At that time, USA was saying that they actually did damage to the Iran nuclear plants, the nuclear weapons. Some others were saying that those B-2 bombers didn't reach down enough. So Iran was saying that, USA was saying the opposite. Somewhere between is the truth. But even now they will find that excuse to maybe do another attack in Iran. They will say that it didn't really reach their nuclear weapons and they have to attack them again. Okay, those for the Israel 2025 annual threat assessment by the USA. I found an article and a report. I found it interesting just to go through it. It was done in March 2025, but what it was there, I believe it's worth it to have a look at it, just to understand what's going on at this time. This was the annual threat assessment of the US intelligence community. It's actually a long PDF. It was done in March 2025. It has a content for illicit drug actors, transnational Islamic extremists, other transnational criminals, major state actors, China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, adversarial cooperation. But I didn't sit to read all this. I got a summary of it using the AI, using ChatGPT, summarize it to make our life easier. And let me show you the most important points. So, what was the overall purpose of the report? We analyzed that. No state, transnational, criminals and terrorists, major state actors as threats, China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, adversarial cooperation, notable shift or mission. The 2025 annual report provides U.S. intelligence community evaluation of the most serious and direct threats to U.S. Okay, let me take this out. I don't need it already now. To the most serious and direct threats to U.S. national security over the next year. This was done in March 2025 for the whole year, basically. It's designed to inform policymakers, military and domestic security planners, and the public. The threats include state actors, non-state criminals, terrorists, cyber threats, and geopolitical competition. So let me show you the habit and most important points. You don't have to read the whole thing. Give me a second, let me find it. Other 2025 summary, yes. So we're gonna do overall purpose of the report. We said already. Let me put on the screen. So the summary, transactional criminal organizations significantly threaten U.S. safety through drug trafficking. That's why they've been attacking Venezuela according to the U.S. Human trafficking, also Venezuela. Cybercrime and money laundering. Synthetic opioids like fentanyl. Trump he'll be talking a lot about fentanyl, that are the major causes of U.S. overdose death. So we see that Trump actually been talking that a lot of people in USA dying from fentanyl. He used as an excuse to do sanctions in Venezuela, and now they're still outside Venezuela, threatening Venezuela, crude oil, and so on. Terrorist groups such as ISIS, including ISIS-K, Al-Qaeda, and others continue efforts to inspire or carry out attacks abroad and potentially in the U.S. territory. Migration issues are also tied into broader security concerns. Major state actors. The assessment section on state across detail how specific countries challenge U.S. national security each in unique ways. So summary, China is identified as the most significant strategic competitor. Beijing seeks to expand its global power economically, militarily, and technologically. China's military modernization, including missiles and naval power, cyber operations, and coercive tactics toward Taiwan and South China Sea pose direct threats. And now we have actually the Taiwan ships, military ships, outside China. It's also aggressively targeted U.S. economic competitiveness in technology sectors like AI and semiconductors. Yesterday, Trump was talking that they are winning the race against for AI, and that they spend trillions, hundreds of billions, as he said, on AI. And he believes, according to him, that they are winning the race against China and against all the other countries for AI. I saw models of the AI actually. China has a DeepSeek AI, and actually the last version of the DeepSeek, it was much more efficient and much more cost effective, and than the AI from the USA, OpenAI, which is actually catch everybody in surprise. So I'm not sure if actually USA is winning the race. For sure, USA is investing a lot of money, especially after Trump and also the tariffs. They help to bring all the companies in America to invest. For sure they are investing trillions of euros on AI, but I'm not sure if they are really ahead of all the others at this point. I believe they all go parallel. They are competing. At some point, China is ahead, then they're playing catch up. Last update, it was actually Google playing catch up with ChatGPT. And now we have the ChatGPT 5.0. It was released yesterday. Google Gemini 3, it was ahead, and now they believe that ChatGPT 5.2 will break the cap. So yeah, the AI, it's actually even in the USA and outside in China, they're all competing each other, which actually is a good thing. It's making the product rapidly expand, and hopefully we'll get a product that will be safer for all of us. China's space capabilities influence operations further, extending China to US interests. Of course, the major player against USA, it's Russia and China. Trump been saying that all the time. That's why he's doing everything, trying to put tariffs on China. They put tariffs on Russia, sanctions. Basically, it's their major competitors on technology and all the advancements. Russia now. Summary. Russia remains a major threat with ongoing war in Ukraine framed as a proxy conflict with the West. So here they consider that Russia is actually the threat because of the war in Ukraine. It retains resilient military and nuclear capabilities despite economic pressures. Moscow works with China, Iran, and North Korea to offset Western influence. Russia used a combination of military coercion, cyber attacks, disinformation, espionage, and other tools below open war to pursue strategic goals. Let me make a break to get some water, please. Okay, I'm back. So, after they have Iran, write the full text for Iran section was not fully displayed in the except assessed. The report typically outlined Iran's national regional influence through proxy groups, ballistic missile development, cyber operations, and challenges to US interests in the Middle East. If you want the full Iran summary was predicted, okay, see a ChatGPT suggesting. North Korea. Similarly, the North Korea section usually detects Pyongyang's nuclear and missile programs, that's the president, cyber activities, and destabilizing actions in Northeast Asia and beyond. The 2025 AD highlights growing cooperation among adversaries, particularly China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. The expanding network complicates US strategy planning because adversaries support each other economically, militarily, and in cyber or information operations. Unlikely many recent assessments, the 2025 AD did not include climate change as a distinct security threat, first over a decade, with some analysts noted a potential gap in the national security perspective. Okay, they didn't include the climate change as a threat for the US. Here it says that they got criticized why not include it after a decade it's been included. I believe it's correct they don't include it because it's actually not a threat, against US or against any country. I don't believe it to be a threat. So it's correct that they don't include it in this report. Tell me in the chat in the comments or in the live chat, you believe that they should include the climate as a threat, as a security threat? So let's go to Venezuela now. Venezuela, USA diplomatic tensions rise over sanctions. Sanctions remain Washington's primary leverage. Caracas signaling defiance to domestic audience. Energy markets watching closely. Diplomatic stalemate likely to persist. Venezuela criticized renewed US sanctions rhetoric. A warning of economic retaliation. Washington reiterated demands for democratic reforms and election transparency. We know that Trump is actually, he said he will attack, he attacked a ship carrying Venezuela oil yesterday. He attacked another 6. What's up the link? Okay. US issues fresh sanctions targeting Maduro's family, Venezuela-linked oil tankers. Sanctions include 6 shipping companies and crude oil tankers. Tensions rise as US sees Venezuela oil cargo plans more tanker seizures. Washington, December 11, article by Reuters. The United States on Thursday issued new sanctions targeting Venezuela, imposing caps on 3 nephews of President Nicolas Maduro's wife, as well as 6 crude oil tankers and shipping companies linked to them, as Washington ramped up the pressure on Caracas. The action came as the U.S. executes a large-scale military beat-up in the Southern Caribbean, and U.S. President Donald Trump campaigned Maduro's ouster. On Wednesday, Trump said the U.S. had seized sanctioned oil tanker on the coast of Venezuela. This is a video, let's see on the screen. This is a video of actually that been released on December 10th, I believe it was released, yes. Showing the first ship that the US captured with the oil. I will show the one last thing with this pale for Venezuela. Venezuela sitting on a 300 million barrels of crude oil. Looks, as we say, that maybe USA is after their oil. And they want basically to continue the tensions outside. They want to change of the regime, oust Maduro. In response, Venezuela government in a statement accused US of blatant theft and described the seizure as an act of international piracy. It said you denounce the incident before international bodies. Trump has repeatedly raised the possibility of US military intervention in Venezuela. The seizure is the first of Venezuela oil cargo amid US sanctions that have been enforced since 2019. It's also Trump administration first known action against Venezuela with the tanks since he ordered massive military beat-up in the region. US sanctions 6 more ships after seizing oil tanker of Venezuela. Trump has his no interest in conflict, White House press secretary. Let's see the article. The U.S. Treasury has imposed sanctions on 6 more ships and 3 nephews of Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro after the seizure of an oil tanker off the coast yesterday. White House Press Secretary Caroline says the tanker, known as for carrying black market sanctioned oil, will be taken to U.S. port as the U.S. intends to seize the tanker's oil through its subject to legal process. Levite was eventually back when asked if this signals a wider campaign against Venezuelan targets. What has reported says Venezuela government, or what White House reporter says, Venezuela government has accused the U.S. of international piracy. Donald Trump has ramped up his rhetoric against Maduro. This is an image that's believed to be the vessel at the Puerto Jose terminal, Venezuela, on 18th of November. Let me watch share on X by trackers.com. Okay. Okay, am I kind of slow today, or is the browser slow? After we have Cambodia and Thailand. Let me see the last article here. Why is it not loading? Okay, anyways, never mind. Leave it that behind. So we have the Cambodia-Thailand military movements along the border. We're gonna go through this in deep, and we're gonna explain actually why this is happening. It's the 5th day of the conflict between Thailand and Cambodia. Border disputes remain unresolved, shows how regional flashpoints persist globally. Asia monitoring situation closely. Risk of miscalculation remains low but present. Cambodia and Thailand confirmed troop movements near disputed border zones following renewed diplomatic tensions. No clashes were reported, but military readiness has increased. 500,000 flee as deadly Cambodia-Thailand border clash escalate. We have here analysis, quite interesting, what's behind the whole thing with Thailand and Cambodia, the whole conflict. So the whole conflict actually is about the borders between Thailand and Cambodia, which actually it's around 508 miles or 817 kilometers across. They share land between those two countries, Thailand and Cambodia, and the conflict has been happening for decades now. The first map of the border was done in 1907. But the tensions got worsened the last few days. We're now on the 5th day of the tensions and conflict between them. Let me show you actually on Google Earth, what is Thailand and what is Cambodia. I didn't have the time to prepare, to have everything ready, handy, but try to do it now. Okay, let's do Google Earth. Have it open, just have to put it on the screen. Google Earth. Okay, so let's see, Thailand and Cambodia. Okay, so this is Thailand here and Cambodia, and the borders that they are separated. It's all this line here. It's around 817 kilometers. across. But they're most disputing it about some temples area. We show this with details in the follow on in a few minutes. So you can see the size of Thailand, the size of Cambodia, here's Vietnam, and the location actually of both countries. It's Malaysia, Singapore down here, Sumatra. Okay, reasons for the conflict. Unresolved territorial disputes. The root cause is a century-old disagreement over the 1907 French colonia map of the border. Both countries claim sovereignty over several areas along the 800 kilometers frontier, particularly around the ancient Khmer temples like the Preah Vihear and Damuem Thom. In 1962, International Court of Justice (ICJ) ruling awarded the Preah Vihear temple itself to Cambodia, but left the surrounding land status ambiguous, a point of contention ever since. Ceasefire collapsed. The current fighting is the most serious since the fragile ceasefire was agreed in July 2025. An enhanced peace accord was signed in October 2025, overseen by US President Donald Trump and mediated by Malaysia. Tensions simmered when a Thai soldier was wounded by a landmine in November, leading Thailand to suspend the escalation measures and accuse Cambodia of newly laid mines, which Cambodia denies. Blame game. Both sides blame the other for initiating the current round of hostilities that began on Monday, December 8, 2025. Thailand claimed its troops responded to Cambodia fire, while Cambodia insists Thai forces attacked first and is acting in self-defense. Domestic politics. The conflict is fueled by nationalistic sentiments and domestic political issues. Analysts suggest leaders in both Thailand and Cambodia may use the conflict as a distraction for internal problems, such as corruption scandals and handling of natural disaster in Thailand, or to consolidate power and rally nationalist support before an election. A leaked phone call in June between the former Thai Prime Minister and the influential Cambodian leader Han Si also exposed a deep financial political animosity, further exacerbating tensions. The lack of mutually agreed upon border demarcation and the political risk associated with compromise mean the core issues remain unaddressed, leading to a recurring cycle of violence. So what they are telling us here is basically that maybe these tensions they are fueled by the political parties because they want to avoid corruption scandals, and also there was lately we have the Thailand that was flooded, and many people died, thousands of people. Maybe they want to turn their attention elsewhere, and they are using this as a fool to take the common opinion in the different matters and the people. So these are the reasons for the conflict, analyzed simply with simple words. Okay, let's see actually the timeline. This is the key areas of the border dispute we said before. This is where they located, the Chang Bank and these temples, the military strength. Let's go over them. I have a nice article here. Yep, here's the article. Let me cut it a little bit. So Thailand, Cambodia. So here are the key areas of the border dispute. Tamuan Temple, between the border between Thailand and Cambodia, Break Viheat Temple and Chok Pok Temple. Tensions have been boiling for months, but the immediate tensions stemmed from the incident in mid-February when they hit the Sochi. Thailand-Cambodia conflict timeline. This is 817 kilometers shared border in red. Ah, you don't see my cursor, okay. Let me get my magic cursor. This is 870 kilometers shared border between them, these two countries. It's in red. Okay. We have some satellite images such as that Cambodia army built at least 9 new roads, built fortifications and new outposts in the Chongpok area, where the borders of Cambodia, Thailand and Laos meet. As military tensions build up, Thai troops also cleared and built a new road standing the border near Prasad Tamuen Temple in April, connecting the complex to a road junction in a bid to boost access to the site in case of any confrontation. So these satellite images suggesting of new roads being built here in the circles. You can see here the sites of clashes, what happened in the red. Here the trigger says a trigger was a Thai soldier, lost a leg and several others were injured after triggering a landmine during their patrol of the disputed land of July 23. Thailand had already closed all border crossings with Cambodia. Fire exchange took place next day, July 24th. Both sides accused each other of initiating. Cambodia then fired rockets on Thai soil. This is July what's happened. And they were again on between July 19 to July 25. It's a comparison between Thailand and Cambodia. Thailand has 493 aircrafts and Cambodia 25. Helicopters, 258 in Thailand, 21 Cambodia. 635 tanks, 644 has Cambodia. So on the aircrafts and on the helicopters, Thailand is really exceeding. On tanks, they're actually about the same. On artillery, 639 Thailand, 460 Cambodia. On the missiles, it doesn't say here about Thailand. I don't know why they say they don't have any. And 463 Cambodia. A little bit of history behind the clashes on July, actually. July article. Okay, I guess that's all I have for today. Yep, let's just go over the deep state map. It's a leader from the Ukraine Russian on the map. It's taking forever to load my page there. I don't know to get it right. Shouldn't take so long. Okay, it's a map of Ukraine-Russian conflict. Still as updates from the map. December 12th, Ukraine Defense Force liberated Armin, Radkivka, Kitrashkivska, and part of Kupiansk. Okay, so where is that? So yeah, it's here the Miner, Radkivka, here, Kintratishka next to it, and Kupiansk here. So some these areas have been free from the Russian forces. Before on December 11, we could see that actually Russian forces was here. December 12, Ukraine takes back this piece of land. Take it back. You can see here up on the map. December 11th, December 12th. This area. Actually, we see the area length of this area. It's around 8 kilometers. 8 kilometers. About 5 square meters. Does it? No, it doesn't do it. Yeah, it's about 40 square kilometers. The area that they managed to take back. I'm sure I had some articles about the floods in the Israel, about the Russians. So let me see. I'm not showing people today on the chat. I know it's members only. I put it the last moment on. Okay, but I'll try to make some streams for members only. Some streams will be for everybody, for public. Of course, I have to give something more for members. That's why we're doing that. Okay, I guess that's all I have for today. I hope you find it informative. Don't forget to subscribe, like, press the bell for notifications. Okay, thanks all for joining, and I'll see you on the next one. Try to be a little bit more prepared on the next one. And I hope you find this informative. I try to go deeper than just the headlines and try to see what's really going on, get ahead or get understanding of the conflicts and why they started, why they're happening. So we try to do what actually the first live stream I started on this kind of style, that they say we have to try to go behind. We try to see what's going behind the headlines, besides what everybody else sees. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Subscribe, press the bell for notifications. I'm sure here all CCHS members now, you all have subscribed. Let me see if I can take you to the back to Venezuela 24/7 cameras. And Venezuela is like crisis and more. All right, so see you on the next one. Stay safe.